We were at a New Year's party in a rented house. 10 of us. Loud music, everyone filming, counting down the last few seconds of the year. At exactly 11:59, every single phone in the room buzzed at the same time. It was a text message from my number. It said, "Don T, turn around when it hits 12. But I didn't T-send it, and I was holding my phone right here in my hand. My friend had booked this cheap rental for New Year's Eve. It was a huge place, little old, but it seemed perfect for a party. We all got there around 9 p.m., and everything felt totally normal at first, till we started noticing one really weird detail. There were no mirrors. Anywhere. Not in the bathrooms. Not in the hallways. Not even those little ones above the sinks. Someone joked, maybe they're renovating. But it was weird that every single one was gone. We just shrugged it off, cranked up the music, and started the party. A little later, around 11:40, I went to the kitchen to grab some water. I noticed the back door was just slightly open, letting in a draft of cold air. I thought one of my friends had stepped out for a smoke, so I just closed it and locked it. As I was walking back, I heard a sound from upstairs. It wasn't footsteps. It was more like a slow, heavy, dragging sound. I called out, "Hey, who's up there?" One of my friends yelled back from the living room, "Nobody? We're all down here?" I figured it was just the old house making noises, so I ignored it and rejoined the party. At 11:59, we all gathered in the living room for the big countdown. Everyone had their phones out, ready to film the moment the clock struck midnight. I had my phone in my hand, ready to hit record. That's when it happened. Every single phone in the room buzzed at once. It was a group text sent from my number. People started looking at me, laughing, thinking I was pulling some kind of elaborate prank. I unlocked my phone, confused. I checked my sent messages, my drafts. There was nothing. No record of me sending anything. My friend read the text out loud. "Don't turn around when IT hits 12. We all laughed again, but this time it was that uncomfortable, nervous kind of laughter. You could feel the mood shift. And just then, a voice from behind our group whispered, "Too late." The countdown started. 10, 9, 8. I felt the hair on my arms stand straight up because that voice didn't belong to any of my friends. It was low and raspy. 7, 6, 5. I glanced over at my friend Jenna. Her phone screen just cracked right in her hand. She didn't drop it. It just spiderwebbed, like something had pressed down on it with incredible force. 4, 3, 2. The lights in the house flickered. For a split second, the entire living room went completely dark. And in that 1 second of total blackness, I heard breathing. Hot, wet breathing right next to my ear. 1. The room exploded into cheers. Happy New Year. Confetti cannons went off. People were screaming and hugging. And then, just as suddenly as it started, there was silence. Not a normal, quiet silence. It was like all the sound in the room was just swallowed, sucked into a vacuum. I looked around and all my friends were frozen. Every single one of them was staring at something behind me. I realized none of them were looking at my face. They were all looking just over my shoulder. The party music. It wasn't playing anymore. Instead, a different sound started to fill the room. A slow, wet tapping. Someone drumming their fingers on glass. But there was no glass anywhere near us. Jenna whispered, her voice trembling. "Don't move." Someone else choked out, "It's behind him." I didn't want to turn around. My entire body was screaming not to. I slowly, carefully raised my phone. I figured if I could just open the front-facing camera, I could see what was behind me without actually turning my head. The screen loaded, and my stomach just dropped into my feet. Behind me, standing inches away, was a figure. It was shaped like a person, but it was all wrong. It was too tall, its limbs too long. It was perfectly still. Its face was a blur, like TV static. It was holding something, a phone. My phone. It's the exact same case. The same cracked corner from when I dropped it last week. It leaned in close, its staticky face right next to mine, and it whispered in my ear, "You gave me a year. Now give me your face." I dropped my phone. Everyone screamed. We just ran. We bolted out of that house, barefoot, no coats, no jackets, just sprinting into the freezing street. Later that night, when we finally felt safe enough to check our phones, The text message was gone. From everyone's phone, it had been completely erased, all except mine. On my phone, the message was still there, from my own number. But the words had changed. Now it said, "Thank you for turning around.